Hello everybody, Janet Urban here, founder of Friends in Film. Welcome to our podcast. The purpose of this podcast is to give you insights that you will not learn anywhere, not in film school, not online, not from anybody, even people on film sets will not know what I'm teaching you because we have studied how to go very fast into the film industry and create a career out of it. And that is what this podcast is about, and that is what the A-List program is about, which is our main flagship program that all these people all over the world are doing to work in the film industry. So enjoy today's podcast, and thank you so much for listening. Hello, everybody, on this chilly day, February 14th, Valentine's Day. I'm not working today. I can't believe it. I'm happy to not be working today because I love when I don't work and I love when I do work. So that means that I love to not work and I love it when I am working. Although I don't love getting up at 4:30 in the morning, which my husband got up at 4:30 in the morning, and he is actually on a shoot right now. He's on a 3-day shoot. So he's out there making the money today, which is great. So today I wanted to talk to you about one of my students that emailed me that did not get her name in the credits for a shoot that she did. And I'm going to be a little bit vague just to protect her privacy. But basically, the company made a YouTube video, and in the list of rolling credits, she wasn't properly credited for what she did. And she worked in costumes. And it's very important to her as she's moving up to have her name and her position credited. And she was a little bit upset that it wasn't in this YouTube video that's out there in the world. Her main concern is that somebody's going to, she's going to send her resume, and somebody's going to look at the resume and see that her name is not in the credits and think that she's lying, which she is not. She is not lying. She did that job, and everybody knows that at the company that she did that job. They just forgot. They just made a mistake. So she can correct it on IMDb, and it can be corrected everywhere, but just not this video that was already edited. So is this a big deal? Should you be concerned if this happens to you? Here is my answer. Don't worry about credits. I mean, it's nice if they want to change it. It's good for it to be accurate, but nobody is, first of all, looking at your resume and then matching up to make sure that it's all accurate. It should be. Make sure that it is, be accurate, be truthful, but nobody's doing that because nobody has a time to do that. So don't worry about that thing, okay? Now, secondly, what about getting the credit? Well, she's going to get the credit on IMDb for what she did, so that's great. She can do that with IMDb Pro. She can put it in there. And they're fine with it because they know that that's the job that she did. So she'll have that. Is that even a big deal? Well, I think that it's good to have your credits that you've done on IMDb. Why not? Might as well. It's easy to do. And somebody could at some point go look at IMDb and just see what you've been doing, what you've been up to, see who you've been working with, if it's anybody that they know. So that's kind of maybe what people use IMDb for. I might have checked somebody's IMDb like maybe once in my whole career. How I'm making decisions to hire somebody is somebody's referred them, or I've worked with them, ran into them somehow on set. So I either know them personally because I worked with them, like maybe they were another crew, another team on another stage. Like when you shoot at Universal Studios, you might be in one stage, like stage 3, and then there might be a whole nother TV show or commercial or feature film shooting on a different stage, and then another one on another stage. And you can walk around and say hello, meet people, Hey, are you this department? Nice to meet you. I'm over on stage 3. And everybody loves to make friends. We all love to meet each other because we've heard each other's names, but oftentimes we're not working on the same shoot. For instance, there's one DP per shoot. So DPs love to meet other DPs. Steadicams love to meet other Steadicams. DITs love to meet other DITs. Directors love to meet other directors. So we're always wanting to meet each other. And we've often heard of other people. We often know all the names of the people. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So that's all of that to tell you that how decisions are made is when people work with you and they see how you respond, what your personality's like, how you do your job, if they like you, and of course they're going to like you. You're a nice person, you work hard, you want to do the job, you have a great attitude, everybody's going to like you. So people feel comfortable hiring you and referring you once they've worked with you, because then they know this is how this person operates, this is how they think, I like this person. If I like them, other people will like them too. And they do a good job. That's how people make decisions. So that's why my program focuses all on how to make these inside connections and grow your career that way, which is really the only way that it works in the industry. A mystery to everybody from the outside, but not from us that are inside that do it this way. That means that the credits and having your name listed in the credits, make sure that you get it. Why not? But that's certainly nothing to be upset about, because nobody's going to look at that and see if your name is there in the credits like you said that it was. And you know that it was, and the company knows that it was, and that's your work, so you've got it. And it's also one shoot out of millions in your career. I've had millions of shoots now. And guess what? My name is not even in hardly any of the credits. Like, I've got all my stuff. IMDb only tracks TV shows, feature films. They don't track commercials. And I'm a very in-demand sound mixer for commercials. So I'm working all the time. But commercials are not tracked. The crew is not tracked. It doesn't mean that all of us that work in that very desirable sector doesn't mean that we don't work. We're working all the time. We have very hot careers. Credits are not anywhere near as important as you think they are. However, they are important because if you go into TV or feature films, say you're going to be like a DP or a first AC or a costume designer or production designer in TV shows, then the credits are going to be important because you're going to actually have a resume and you're going to probably interview for the job if you're a department head. And so therefore, you're going to have your resume that will have all the shows that you've been on and what your position was. And TV shows, you're working with somebody for maybe 6 months. You might work with them for 10 years straight. So that's why they kind of handpick their crew. Now, as you may know or as you may not know, this is for department heads like myself. And for commercials, there's commercials cropping up all the time and they're short based, 1 day to 10 days. So it's not the same nature as TV shows and feature films where you're with the same people. So they don't interview. They basically have heard of you or worked with you and then you get the job. Again, nothing's posted. Everything is like somebody's heard of you or, oh my God, I always wanted to work with Janet, or we're looking for somebody and, oh, call Janet, I work with her on this other shoot and she's amazing. And that's how I get hired. But TV shows, you're going to probably interview because you're with these people for a long time if you are a department head. If you're not a department head, but you're working within a department, then you're not going to need a resume, but you'll probably have your names in the credits for TV shows and feature films because they track that stuff on IMDb. But still, nobody's like going, hey, who's on IMDb with all these credits? They're still going to be hiring you only because you were referred, people know about you, maybe they met you in person on set, and really that's the only way. It's all referral. So they might go to IMDb if they're really bored and just see, oh, what else have you been on? But for the most part, people don't do that because we don't really care. And we're like, if they're referred, then they're good. Like, I got referred to Lucian, and he was referred to me by another guy that I was working with that I was going to hire to do this thumb track for me. And I asked him, hey, do you know I'm looking for somebody. My regular person is busy, booked, whatever. And he gave me his name. I'm not going to say his name, but I'm like, really? Never heard of this guy. Huh. And so immediately, since I had not heard of him, and LA's really big, but I thought I had heard of everybody. Since I had not heard of him, I was like, he can't be good. I thought, nah. I was like, no, I would have heard of him if he was that good. But I needed somebody, so I texted him. And he said he was available. And then I was like, oh, he can't be that good. He's available. And then somebody that I knew that was available got back to me because I sent out a couple text messages looking for somebody. And so then I went with that person because I knew them. And I was like, oh, yeah, you're available. And then I told him, well, somebody else got back to me. I'll try you next time. And then it happened again, exactly just like that. And then the third time, I actually got to work with him. I'm like, okay, this will be good. I'll work with this guy. Let's see. He shows up. We work together. Lucian, I'm talking about. Amazing. He is so good, so experienced, so smooth, such great energy, so good. And of course, I told him that. I'm like, I cannot believe that I've never heard of you and you are so good. And I just love working with you. You are amazing. Now I have my other people that I've been working with for years, but you're definitely up on my list. And he's like, well, thank you very much. I've worked with him a lot. He's still not number one on my list because I've got somebody else that I've been working with for 20 years. That's number one on my list. Another woman she's like my sister. And we've been working together for 20 years. But you'll get relationships like this too. How I hired him, I didn't check his IMDb. I don't care about the IMDb. Somebody referred him. They said he was good. I didn't quite believe him because he was available right away. And then I tried him and then he was really good. But it could have happened that, maybe I didn't call him for a couple years. Or maybe I never call him because I just forget about him and I hire somebody else, other people that I know that I've worked with. This is the nature of the film industry. People don't check credits. People call people that they know or that they've met personally, and that's the nature of the business. And, that's what I teach, is how to get inside a business like that. It's not like, you just call people up and say, hey, I'm available. And they're like, I don't know you. Nothing happens cold, one of my favorite sayings, but it's so true. Nothing happens cold because there is too much risk to bring somebody in that you don't know how they operate. You don't know how they're going to behave. You don't know how they're going to say things on set, and they're always representing you. Even if you're not there and you refer somebody, if they don't like that person, then you're gone. You've just hurt your reputation from those people that might have been working with you for the last 10 years. If you refer somebody that they don't like, that's bad, that hurts them, that hurts the production, you just really hurt yourself. So that's why the business is so based on referrals or knowing people in person and trust. Trust that you're good and that you're in good hands with people. Stuff that you work on maybe doesn't even get out there. And so you might be really upset, like, I put a lot into that. And now there's no credit. Now I can't show what I did. And I was proud of that work. And you might be upset, but don't be upset. Don't be upset because that doesn't really matter anyway. What matters is getting inside and building things through working and through being on set and meeting other people as you're working on set. You can relax about that credit stuff, okay? All right, thank you so much. And I will talk to you guys all soon. Bye-bye. Happy Valentine's Day. Thanks so much for listening. And if you want to take your career to the next level in the film industry, go to friendsinfilm.com/join. That's friendsinfilm.com/join. You can sign up for our mini course, learn about the A-list model, and then you can take it all the way and do the A-list program. So that's friendsinfilm.com/join. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great day, everybody.